there are a lot of passionate people on YouTube. Passionate people that get paid to promote a message that for some reason is not about bringing men and women together. Whether it's black men and women, white men and women, it's really not about advocating bringing men and women together. And I wonder if they wasn't getting paid to do so, would they still be as passionate? Would they still be as, die hard to go in and day out, minute after minute, hour after hour, month after month, year after year? I wonder if they wasn't getting paid to do it, would they do it? And if really they believe in what it is that they're promoting. I found two content creators, JB Lurkin and LaShonda For You, and they had something to say about some of these passionate YouTubers in regards to what they promote, why they promote it, how they're promoting it, and they pose some good questions. So I'm gonna play this for you guys, and we're gonna get into this conversation. Again, fair use. Shout out to LaShonda D4U and also JB Lurkin. All right, I believe they're up and coming YouTubers or whatever. Go check those guys out. I ran across their pages, and I wanted to play this for you guys, see what you guys thought. I'm gonna be pausing it, giving my commentary, breaking down a few things or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Jada LaRue, I see you. Rodney, you always in the building. Salute to Miss Carolyn. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna have this conversation. Hopefully you guys got a little time. We're gonna get into it. Again, shout out to LaShonda D4U and also JB Lurkin. I'm gonna play some of their video, and we're gonna get into this. Let's go.
She's now trying to call me a mammy, totally twisting what was meant by a mammy. You see, mammy only cared for her white master and his family. You know, the way that y'all promoted Brian. You see, she cared for her white master and his family, even for her own family, even before herself. Mammy had no life. She only lived for the white family. She was actually the opposite of the black mother who loved and served her family. And the black mother who loves her black family understands that the black man is part of the black family. Only I, the black woman, can produce a black man, and only a white woman can produce a white man, the white man who y'all want to glorify, which is glorifying the white woman, or cave vagina, as y'all.
Do you feel that black YouTubers are glorifying white men and white women? So, sometimes I get it. I get the reason for certain conversations, and then sometimes I feel like, how they say you're reaching. I feel like we're reaching. I don't believe that white people are better than black people. I don't feel like black people are better than white people. I believe that people are people, and based on their choices, based on their standards and morals, that is what puts you in key situations. And I think that people who think with this mindset of, if you're white, you're right, or if you're white, you're better, I believe that they grew up in these environments where they didn't see any positivity. They didn't see strong men and women in regards to whatever nationality or color or creed that they wish to see it in. And I get it. Some people have fallen short. I get it. But to place, if you're white, you're automatically powerful. If you're white, you're automatically better. You're automatically a leader. You're automatically an entrepreneur. You're automatically successful. I think that's a reach. I think that's a reach, especially in today's society where you have so many entrepreneurs, young, old, fat, skinny, black, white, Oriental, Hispanic. You have so many people that are successful. It's like you only speak to the minority. That's like saying every black person is from the hood. That's not the case. Every black person likes chicken and watermelon. That's not the case. Every black person is uneducated. That's not the case. Every black person is not an entrepreneur. Well, the fact of the matter is, it's a lot of entrepreneurs. There are a lot of successful men and women. And the thought process is to just give someone a pass or to condemn someone because of their gender or their race. I don't care if it's the KKK or the Black Panthers, it's wrong. So now we get into the conversation. Do you believe that Cynthia G, Nylah Sayers, it was another one, I think, Nosy Hole, Black Woman Sphere, Tommy Sotomayor, do you believe that these messages are needed? Do you believe that these messages, at some point in time, if you continue to do it the way they're doing it, it will resonate and make men and women do better? Because that's the real conversation. It's all hot air, I see you. That's the real conversation. These messages, based on these content creators, they're doing this to make men and women be and do better. Do you feel like what they're doing is successful? And would they do it if they were not getting paid to do so? Some people say it's distraction. Some people say the message is destructive. Some people say the message is hate speech. Some people say the message is not needed. Some people say, hey, the message is spot on, no lies detected. How long do you give a message until you realize that the message may have to be changed in order to get people to do better? Or are there examples of the betterment? Are there examples of these messages? Have you found examples? Like, I'm waiting for examples to be seen. Like, I listened to your message and it changed my life. I listened to your message and I started to date better. I started to think better. I started to do more positive things. Like, I don't get the feedback. Like, sometimes I don't say anything. I just kind of sit in comments and just watch the comments or whatever. And it's so much toxicity. It's so much confusion. It's so much bashing. And it's like, well, what positive can come from this? Let's get back to it.
We'll call it, which is saying that the white woman can produce a better man or a better human despite the lack of you than you can. You are saying that the KA vagina, as y'all call it, is worthier than your womb. Now, I'm not a man, but I am a mother. And shame on you, shame on any of you trying to call us sisters, us black women who have natural affections and that we love the black baby boys that we create, who will become black men who we love or should love, even though sometimes they may cause us to grind our teeth at them. Shame on you. And you claim, in all y'all ugliness, y'all claim that you represent femininity. You're claiming that you're trying to get black women to preserve their femininity, trying to talk your sisters, the black woman, into eliminating what only the black womb can create by the will of the Most High. Even if a black woman creates a baby with a black man who y'all claim is unworthy.
Black people, you can be proud to be black and not condemn white people. You could be absolutely proud to be a black woman, a black man, and not condemn another race. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, white people. Wait. White people, Hispanic people, Oriental people, etc., people. You can be proud of the skin that you are in. You can be proud of your heritage. You can be proud of your spirituality. You can be proud in a mug and not condemn someone else. I see that people are... It's two sides to the coin. It's like, I am so pro-black, or I am so proud to be this, that nobody else matters, that nothing else no one else says matters. Or I am not proud, and they matter. They matter more than me. They matter more than people like me. Like it's two sides of the coin. It's two sides of the coin. Either I love myself and I only matter, or I hate myself and everybody else matters. And my thought process, I kind of sit in the middle. I sit in the middle. Because I've seen people that are excited to network and build with people of the same and opposite race. I've seen people sit down with all types of genders in regards to males and females from all races, colors, and nationalities, and build and be successful. But I think it's the people that I find the most unsuccessful they try to mitigate who you network with. They try to mitigate who you talk to, who you hang around, who you appreciate. And my thought process for anyone to tell me, well, black men ain't no good, black women ain't no good, only the white race is going to take you to the promised land, I just think that's a little naive. And my question now originates back to its origin and say, would you be promoting this message if you were not on YouTube getting donations? Would you promote this message freely? And the question that I think that the answer that I would provide for that is no. No. I don't think people would waste their time promoting that type of narrative if people wasn't sitting back cheering for it. Yay, you go.
The only way that the black woman can create anything that is unworthy is if her womb is unworthy. So how dare you try to put down
Master
the
Viper,
womb of the black woman, which was created by the Most High, who makes no mistakes. How dare you disrespect the womb of the black woman by even suggesting that she can create something unworthy? You know, you can call me a mammy all you want to, but you witches and warlocks will never shame me for having what is natural, a motherly instinct.
Come on now, Nylah. Come on, man. See, look, we ain't even got to click on this live stream. We already know what this is going to be about. But the only question I got to that is, what is your black husband doing for the black community? Or in y'all's neighborhood? Like that's what I'm saying. See, every time you come with these type of titles, I'm just gonna bring it back around to Taz, because last time I checked, Taz is a black guy. Okay, you're married to him. So what is Taz doing as a black man in his neighborhood? Where's Taz's corner store? I already know you probably gonna say that too on your live stream. The Asians and the Arabs, they got corner stores and all this other shit. Okay, so where's Taz's corner store at then?
I was listening to this is JB Lurkin. I was listening to his video, right? And he was asking some pretty simplistic questions that I think deserves simplistic response. Salute, I see you, Steven, I see you. Can you imagine dating someone who gets paid to downgrade and to point out the faults of black men, black women like yourself? Like just day in and day out, get paid to promote the destruction that they see, get paid to promote the turbulence, get paid to promote the chaos and the nonsense. Like on a daily basis, you wake up dusty, you wake up trash can, like you wake up to these symphony of negativity. Like on a daily basis, it's the same tune. It's the same beat pattern. It's the same setup. Like day in and day out, you breathe this, right? How would you feel if you were the man or woman dating the man or woman doing that? Do you think that it would cause a strain on your relationship? Like if you are the man inside that relationship dating that woman, to hear her say that how these black men are dusties and trash bags, etc., etc., etc. My thought process is, if you are a good man, if you are a provider, a protector, a role model, a leader, wouldn't it be more advantageous to promote you as the man? Wouldn't it be more advantageous to promote you as that woman that is an example of what positive and right looks like? But I noticed that a lot of times, the people that are promoting the most negativity, they have no positive relationships to show for it. They have no balance to show for it. It's almost like, because I don't have, I condemn all. Because if I have a good woman, then it would be kind of difficult for me day in and day out to say, let's talk about all of these bad black women when I have a black woman. Well, this black woman, even though she understands that, you know, there's some things to be talked about, at some point in time, do you not think common sense is going to set in and they're going to say, well, what about the good people? What about me? Do I not, because they're going to start questioning themselves. Well, do I not showcase that I'm positive? Do I not showcase that I'm supportive? Do I not showcase that I'm an entrepreneur? I'm a go-getter. I'm spontaneous. I'm courageous. I'm intelligent. Like, do the people inside that relationship that are dating people like this, do they get exhausted with hearing this symphony of negativity? That was my question. That's what I kind of proposed from JB Lurkin from his video. I wonder, do they get tired? Like, I wonder, does a Taz exclusive get tired of hearing Nylah says? Does he get tired of hearing Cynthia G? Like, is it frustrating for him? I don't know. Let's continue.
You know what I'm saying? Is as far as what black men and black people do for their community, where have you been in the past 30, 40, 50, 60 years? You know, have you heard of something called a rec center? You know, child development, government funded child development facilities, recreational centers and stuff like that. Like, we've been doing shit for our community, bro. We've been doing shit for our community. So don't get it twisted. So what are you talking about? And it's funny to me that you guys have all these questions, but you have no solution. Like, I'm pretty sure on this live stream that you're gonna do today, you're not gonna even have a solution for all these questions that you claim. All this shit that black men ain't doing and all this other shit. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna even have a solution yourself. And even if you did have some solution, it's not gonna be too different than what we've already been having anyways. What's gonna be different?
And this leads me deeper into what it is that I'm talking about. If you're sitting in a room full of entrepreneurs, successful business owners, I mean, these people have, people who work for them. They have employees. They have properties. They travel, they have several homes. Their children are either on their way to college, in college, graduated college. They're successful. Let me just drop this down on you guys. Could you sit in a room full of successful people and complain and say that they're not successful because they're black women? They're not successful because they're black men, because statistics say so. Well, I believe that the proof is in the pudding. My thought process is, will these black men and women listen to you? I was a military officer, right? And everybody had their specialty. Everybody, either you were a generalized officer or you was a specialized officer. But either way it goes, officer, you get it, you understand, right? But can you imagine one of the officers saying, well, even though y'all look like me, right? Because you're men, you're not like me. I'm better than you. Or because you're women, you're not like me. I'm better than you. But it's like we got the same rank. Like you don't have no more power than I do. So why do you feel like you are better? Or to say that as a black man, I'm going to say all the black women I'm better than. Well, what makes you better than me? What makes you better than me? Like I see a lot of these diehard fanatics. I don't want to call them fans. I don't want to call them subscribers, but they're fanatics to the point where it's like everything you say has to be wrong. When you have people like that, that is some fanatic stuff. Everything that your content creator that you follow on a regular basis, anybody who says something against them, the other person is stupid, the other person is retarded, the other person is done. Well, here's a thought process. Suppose you lay out your content creator's credit score versus the person that's saying something credit score. How many properties they own versus the content creator you're talking about. How many stamps in the passport. How much money they got in bank. How many stocks they have. Suppose the person that is doing all of the bashing and the hindering and the hate speech and the finger pointing, suppose they got more than the content creator you're talking about. What happens then? Because I noticed that a lot of people say, well, no lies detected. I also noticed that the same people that scream and holler about how bad black men and black women are, they never show that they are around successful people. You ever notice that? Like they never showcase. I'm not talking about other content creators. I'm talking about around successful people in real life. Like they're never on no yachts. They're never in no big homes. They never showcase that they have a plethora of network ability. They never show it, right? Can you imagine me sitting here downgrading black women, saying black women ain't this and black women and that, but I never showcase what women am I around? Like I'm never showcasing that I'm around successful women and vice versa. Can you imagine me downgrading men, whether it's black men or men in general? But I never showcase any positive or successful men that I'm around. It leads me to believe that either the successful men that you want, the successful women that you want don't want you, and there's a certain level of resentment. You have to throw up these flags that say, well, yeah, I'm successful and y'all not. Well, what makes you successful? Does YouTube make you successful? Uncle Stu in the building, does YouTube make you successful? Because even though you can sit online and you can say, hey, let's point the finger. Let's say, this person is not this and this person is not that. At the end of the day, you have to go back to your real life. So maybe on that live, whether it's for 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 hours, hey, you living your best life. You have all the success in the world. But my thought process is, if we never get a chance to see your success, if we never get a chance to see the successful people you're around, a lot of people don't have successful people around them. So they come to YouTube and it's just like she talked about the bed winches or whatever case be. Let me tell you something. There is a high level of people seeking validation because their heart got broken or because the man that they wanted or the woman that they wanted didn't want them. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just say what it is. Could you be with a person who sat online on a daily basis and bashed and degraded other people and then got offline and says, I wasn't talking about you, honey. I love you, honey. Well, my thought process is, what is it that your honey do? What is it that your honey does that makes them the exception to the rule? Let's get back into the conversation.
What are you going to say that's so different? Because again, we already got rec centers and shit for the urban community when it comes to our black kids and stuff like that. So you're not gonna really have any solutions. This is just another attempt, another mass attempt to try to take a shot at black men yet again. Because we already know you're not gonna come with no solutions, Nylah. This is just another attempt to talk some shit about black men. it's to the point now where it's like it's kind of redundant. Like it's getting to the point now where we don't even need to really click on y'all's titles and y'all's live streams anymore. Like I said, if it ain't coming from Cynthia G, then it's almost irrelevant. And even with Cynthia G is irrelevant. But at the end of the day, like I said on my last video, that's her lane. Let her write that type of title. Let her come up with that type of a live stream title. Whenever you're trying to do it, Taz, or whenever you're trying to do it, Nylah, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Again, this is just another shot, another attempt to take shots at black men. And again, I already know throughout this whole hour, or however long it's gonna be, your little live stream you're gonna do today, I already know that you ain't gonna have no solutions in that whole live stream. And if you do,
when we talk about a zero tolerance, and we talk about why we should have a zero tolerance for such and such things or whatever, why do we have a tolerance for name calling? Why do we have tolerance for disrespecting one another? Like why do we make time? What they say? I got time for it today. Why is that so entertaining? Why is that so exciting to say, you know what? Because I believe a lot of you all are scary in real life. I believe a lot of you all hide behind the screens, you hide your face, and you find someone that is willing to curse out a black woman because you as a black man, you scared to do it because you know better. You as a black woman scared to go up to a man and call him a dusty and a trash bag because you know better. So here's the thing. You find someone that is willing to be the face of your hatred, be the face of your discontentment, be the face of your toxicity, be the face of your narcissism. You find somebody brave enough. You find a place to gather and conjure up these names. What name can we call them to mess up their character, even though we don't know them? If white people were sitting around doing that to black people, you guys would have a damn fit. You would have a fit. Right now, if you could drop 5 channels where white people sit around and do that, because I don't really know none, but the fact, I'm not gonna say they don't exist, but the fact of the matter is, these channels that exist to promote hate speech, these channels that exist to promote division, it's like we have such a tolerance for it. Are there people out there that are no good? Yes! Yes, there are people out there that are full of shit, that are bullshitters, that will sit in front of the camera and say, as a black man, how bad these black women are, how bad women are. They'll sit in front of the camera as a black woman and say how bad these black men are, how bad these men are. Like it's like, let me point the finger, but never ever say, you know what, that last relationship was messed up because of how I think. What I did, what I didn't do. Hell, I cheated. Like, I never see them take accountability for anything. It's always somebody else's fault. And then people got so clever with this shit that now they say just because you're a black male, you're automatically a piece of shit. Just because you're a black woman, you're automatically a piece of shit. Can you imagine meeting someone who thinks you're a piece of shit just because you was born a male? Just because you was born a female, just because of your skin color. Well, what's the difference when black people do it to black people, but when white people do it to black people, it's racism. I appreciate that. Thank you. Salute, thank you. It's racism. What's the difference? Hate speech is hate speech. I'm going to condemn you because of the color of your skin. I'm gonna condemn you because you got a wop, and I'm gonna condemn you because you got a penis. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's listen to some more.
Have any solutions? It's not going to be something that hasn't already been done.
Thank you for the super chat. DOD.
At the most, you'll probably just try to advocate for more of it. What makes you think that more of it's not being worked on, even if you advocate for more rec centers or more development facilities? Like, even if you advocate for that, what makes you think that that's not already in the works? See what I'm saying? So again, we already know what this live stream gonna be. It's gonna be another attempt or another jab at black men for no reason, even though I don't see Taz doing nothing. I don't see Taz Rec Center. I don't see
new text message from Melissa.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
The only person I can say in y'all click that's doing something is Q Butter. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the only person I can see that actually did something. I mean, see, but my thing is though, if you're so concerned about this, Nylah, then maybe you should have dated Q Butter. Maybe then it would make sense. It would make more sense, because at least then you can say, oh, my man got a school. My man got a school, so that's probably who you should be with. That's probably who you should be dating instead of a dusty ass Taz. So you can't come making these live stream titles. You next time we look around, you over there with Taz. You know, it don't make no sense. Nylah, like I said, all you doing is coming over here talking shit.
You're right. Salute to Q Butter. I am familiar with Q Butter. Salute to Q Butter.
All you doing is doing a bunch of you just doing a bunch of capping. That's it. Because you ain't even really about that life. Because guess what? If you was about that life, you would have probably left Taz dusty ass at least a few years ago and tried to talk to Q Butter. Because at least Q Butter actually turned around and actually did something.
Let me make something clear real quick, okay? The thoughts in this video is JB Lurkin's thoughts. They're not ToughLove thoughts. I just want to make that clear for somebody that don't understand that, right? Some of the questions or some of the statements that he makes, I understand, which is the reason why we're having this conversation. Sometimes you gotta make it clear for people, okay?
Now, am I a fan of Q Butter? Hell no. You know, hell no. Yeah, I mean, shit, he locked arms with Cynthia G. So any black man that locks arms with Cynthia G, I can't be cool with if I wanted to, for the simple fact that that's a black male basher. So it's like, you know, you as a black man being cool with a lady that bashes black men for a living, you know, I mean, I can't really find too much integrity in that.
That was also interesting. That was also interesting. Can the men around Cynthia G that are black be respected? When you talk about the Taz exclusive, you talk about the Q Butters. Me personally, I feel like if you have men around you that are positive, where are all the positive segments at? Where are all the positive segments about, you know, Q Butter school and what he's doing in the community, you know, whatever Taz exclusive is doing, you know? Because to me, it can't be, well, I'm talking about everybody except who thinks I'm their little sister, or I'm cool with them. I'm talking about everybody except the people I'm cool with. Are these men really high value men? Are these men really doing the things that they're supposed to do? And my thought process is, if you know men that are doing what they're supposed to do, doesn't that change your message? Doesn't that change your outlook? Doesn't that change your perspective? Why is it that you only harp on the negative and promote it as if that's the only thing that remains?
So I can give you your props from afar, but I can't call myself a fan or definitely not a subscriber or anything else, because I mean, at the end of the day, you're still affiliated with the Cynthia G. You see me? That kind of plays into like how you fucked up too, though, Q Butter. Even though you got this little school, you probably would have been better off locking arms with people like Kevin Samuels, O'Shea, you know, just people along those lines who has a bigger audience, people who are actually for black people becoming better in society. See, the thing about Cynthia G and Nylah, all they want to do is bash black men. They don't want black men to be better. You know, they really don't. They just don't. Really, Cynthia G just don't like black men. And then Nylah says because she's a follower she just follows Cynthia G's blueprint, like she's going to get any more subscribers off of her, and that's just like, again, you're not going to get any more of her subscribers. So I still don't understand why you're coming with this stupid title that we're looking at right now on the screen. Like, I don't understand why you come with this stupid title, because it's like what are you talking about? Look at who you're married to, Nylah says. Like, I mean, this is the level of delusion that we talk about. And these are supposed to be the people that, like her and Cynthia G, they're supposed to be so smart. You know, they supposed to be good at reading people's pathology and all this other shit. You know, they the first ones to call somebody delusional, but then you turn around and you see this bullshit. But it's like, bro, but look at who you're married to. Like, why are you constantly talking about what black men ain't doing? And, you know, on top of that, don't want to talk about what we've done, but want to constantly talk about what we ain't doing, which at the end of the day, we actually are doing. You might want to see it on a bigger scale, but it's like, what makes you think that that's not being worked out behind the scenes? You're not out there in the field like that, so you don't know. You know, you're not in these office meetings and all this other stuff. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes with that. So, and that's what I'm saying, man. This is the level of delusion that like, it's right before your eyes. Like, she literally is gonna come with a title like this as if she's with some black guy who's actually done something in his community, something tangible in his community. Like I said again, if you're so fixated on that shit, Nylah and Cynthia G, both of y'all, then y'all should have been fighting. Y'all should have been competing for Q butter. Nylah says you should have been competing. You should have been competing with all these other chicks to go get with Q butter. That's what you should have been doing. Don't come up online and try to talk this type of shit right here, but then be married to a dusty ass Taz who ain't got shit going. I know you might be mad.
Let me ask you guys a question. Is that fair? I talked about Hassan Campbell earlier, and I said, you know, if you're coming here and saying that your mission statement is to help children, etc., is it fair for your subscribers or for the public, since you're doing this publicly, you're making these announcements publicly, you're promoting these videos publicly, you're making these statements publicly, is it fair for the public to respond? So what Nylah says with Cynthia G or whatever case be, is it fair that, one, we know if you're in a relationship or not, and then two,
text message
if what they do what exactly do they do for the community? I think I'm real curious about that. Are you in a successful relationship? And then two, are they black? And three, what do they do for their community? I think those three things are very important when it comes to saying, now I can sit up here and I can say, I can call everybody else out. Because isn't it important for us to know what the person that you feel like is an example or the exception to the rule? Isn't it important to know what they do? Because my thing about it is, in my community, I'm active in my community. But if I was dating a woman like Cynthia G or Nylah says, and she was online saying how bad men are, etc., would it be important for people to know what I do? What do you guys think? Is it important to know what their spouse or their boyfriends do if they're online promoting that there are no good ones out there? I would think that if you married someone, that would be one of the good ones. So you would be able to showcase. And it's not just about saying he volunteers. It's about saying that he started some type of organization. You know what I'm saying? I guess at some point in time he would be there, but there's never no live showcasing it. So my thought process, is it just about saying that you're doing something in the community, or can you go online, go to the website, and see that you're active on a regular basis, that you're providing donations, doing charities, holding fundraisers? You know, what are you doing? So I think that when J.B. Lurkin said what he said, I think it really, you know what? Yep, that's a good point. Can you be online talking about other black men, but you're not showcasing what your man does for the community, how your man is the exception? I think it's fair. And I think it's fair to other black men, because if you're going to sit here and say, well, I'm going to condemn you because you're black and you're male. Okay, cool. Then show us how he's the exception. Show us how he's the example. And I think that's important. And I think, Cynthia G, every time you sit on a panel with a man and you say all of these men are dusties and trash bags, I think it is important for you to show us the example to the rule. Is Q Butter the example to the rule? Is he the exception to the rule? Is Taz Exclusive the exception, or is he the example? And my thought process, I personally haven't seen anything to place Taz as the exception to the rule, other than the notation that his wife may say, you know, he's a provider and protector for me. Okay, cool. But my thought process is, when we start getting too big for our britches, let me talk to us. Let me talk to you. You can't start talking about black men that don't own businesses if your man don't own businesses. You can't tell me how unsuccessful or successful other black men are not if your man is not successful. I think at one point in time, I think if your man is successful at talking shit online, and that's what you're proud of, if your man is successful at placing this self-proclaimed master debater stamp on him, and that's what you're happy for, the thought process is EIN numbers. We're talking EIN numbers. We're talking tax returns. We're talking employees. We're talking property. We're talking ownership deeds. If your man doesn't have this, then the men who have this are more successful than the man that you're with. Can you compare Q Butter having a school to someone who does not? I don't know. Let's think about it.
You might be pissed off, but like I said, several videos back, probably like 2 months ago, when I made that video, it's titled Nylah Says Belittles Taz. I mean, that's the only thing I can take from it, because it's like, how can you fix your mouth to say the type of shit that you say, but then you're dating Taz? Like, I'm not understanding that. So when you come on here with these type of titles, it's almost like you are talking about Taz, but you're trying to do it in an indirect way. You know, I mean, y'all see the title of the video. Now read that title. Take a second to read that title. Now, let's take a second to look at Taz. Take a second to look at Taz too, right quick. Now, y'all got that on the screen now. Okay, so now my question to you, Nylah, is, shouldn't you be asking Taz this question?
DOD says, Jada, you know, we are cool, but should the parents that the children going to the school speak out against his affiliation with Cynthia G? Jada says, well, to be honest, Cynthia G doesn't have an example, because she's not an example that grabs the kind of examples that can be shown. You know what? And this is what I'm talking about. And I hope that Cynthia G, Nosy Ho, Nylah Says, the Black Woman Sphere, I hope Taz Exclusive, I hope all of your fans, not fanatics, I hope the real people that have common sense hear what I'm about to say, right? If you're steadily talking about the people that are not examples, do you know any living examples that you have access to? Not somebody that you can Google, not somebody that you heard through a third party, someone that is your friend, someone that has helped you and forced you and kept you leveling up. It is amazing to me to sit here and say, well, all these black women are wrong. All these black women are uneducated. All these black women, and I keep on trying to harp to you all how bad black women are. What the thought process is, listen to me. If these black women are wrong, what women do you have around you? It's only fair that I say, well, she's a doctor, she's a lawyer, hell, she's an astronaut. I mean, it's only fair that I showcase the things that I can reach, the things that I can touch. The issue with these men and women that are promoting so much hatred and division, they never showcase what they can touch. They never showcase the people around them, and they got people in there clapping like fucking seals You so right. You so right. But you ain't seen no fucking, you ain't seen nothing to advocate for. You ain't seen nothing to promote. I can sit on here, what they say, drag. I can drag, drill, whatever the hell you call it. But my thought process is after all the dragging and the drilling, you got to go back to your regular life. You got to go back to your regular life. And these subscribers, these fanatics who look at this stuff, they never ask, well, you haven't shown us anything tangible. Jada, this is how I talk about they getting too big for their britches. You haven't shown us anything of relevance. You talked a good game, you Googled some shit, you played another content creators, you screamed a lot, you over-talked people, you got overly emotional, you beat your chest, you came up with some cool nicknames and shit, you was able to drag and drill, but you never showed us anything tangible. That's why you too big for your britches. You never showed us nothing. You talked about your house, you never showed us a house. You said you was driving a Bugatti, you never showed the Bugatti. You said you got money in the bank, you ain't showed us you got money in the bank. You don't take no trips. What's your credit score? You never showed that. Come on now, you're buying properties, where the properties at? You in the community doing what? You never showcase that. We can't validate what it is you promote on a regular basis that everybody else don't have. How can you be successful, but nobody that looks like you can be successful? Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. How can Cynthia G be successful, but nobody else like Cynthia G be successful? All these other black men are not successful, but Taz exclusive. You successful. Well, my thought process, I put my resume against Taz's resume any day, but the thought process is this. What makes him successful? Because he's cool with you? Is that what makes it? So that's how we level success. If a person's cool with you or not. If I'm cool with you, you successful. You know what I'm saying? If I'm cool with you, you don't need a degree. If I'm cool with you, you don't need to be a homeowner. If I'm cool with you, don't worry about your credit score. If I'm cool with you, don't worry about being a good parent. Don't worry about being a good citizen. Don't worry about none of that, as long as I'm cool with you. Because you not being cool with me, I now can discredit you. Oh, I get it. I get it. So if I have the things that society says, hey, this is what you need to have to be successful. Society said it, not Cynthia G. Not Taz exclusive, not Nosy Hole, not Tommy Sotomayor. These are the things that you need to have in order to be successful, in order to be a productive citizen. If I check the block, come on, y'all. Ooh, Lord. I said if I check the block on these things right here, regardless if I'm cool with that motherfucker, that son of a bitch, that jackass, that dumbass, regardless if I'm cool with them or not, you don't take away my credentials. God damn. I'm about to piss. What? You can't take away a person's credentials because you don't like them. You can't take away that. Oh, well, I know you got a bachelor's degree. I know you got worked on your master's. Okay, you just completed that. Oh, but I don't like you, so none of that counts. Okay. Okay. Oh, you just bought a what? Oh, but I don't like you, so it don't count. You speak how many languages? Oh, okay, cool. But I don't like you. We promote the worst of our communities. I believe that. I believe that. Let's get back to it.
I mean, that's the nigga that you're married to. That's the nigga that you're dating. So don't ask us that question. Don't try to put this shit out on YouTube. Because really, it ain't none of our business. All that ain't none of our concern. If you're so concerned about it, shouldn't you be turning to your husband and asking him directly? Taz.
This is what I was talking about. If you're going to address the public and say how bad black men are, right? Then it is your responsibility to showcase the good black men as well. Not just talk about the bad black men, but to also showcase the good black men. And my thing about it is, I don't know Taz exclusive personally. I wish their family the best, their marriage the best. Well, my thought process, if you are the example, then you have to show where he's checked the block on what society says makes him successful, makes him the high-value man, makes him the alpha male, makes him the omega, makes him a man's man. You have to showcase why he would be sought after, and the J.B. Lurkins and the ToughLoves and the Kwame Browns and the Hassan Campbells and the Uncle Stews, why they would not be sought after, but Taz exclusive would be. You have to showcase that, because if you don't showcase that, then you are irresponsible. Your message and platform is not balanced. Cynthia G, if you feel like, oh, well, Taz, we talking about everybody except Taz, well, that means, guess what? If that's your big brother, he cool with you, you have to showcase what makes him successful. It can't just be because he's cool with you. It can't be that. Because me not being, well, I wouldn't say I'm cool or not cool, but me not promoting Cynthia G's message, right? If it makes me not cool with her, okay, that's fine. But the thing about it is, you can't take away my credentials because we not cool. You can't take away other black man's credentials because y'all not cool. And I sit here and I listen, oh, because you a black man with balls, you ain't successful. Suppose the black man that you're talking about is more successful than you. Hey, suppose their black sisters and mothers and aunts and grandmothers, suppose that they're more successful than you, and they don't take too kindly to you saying what you're saying, because here's the thought process. Successful people don't waste time trying to hinder everybody else. This is where I need that thing to no lies detected. When I'm sitting with business partners and I'm talking my talk, we're not talking about, oh yeah, let's talk about some hood shit. Let's talk about all these other people that's not successful. No, we talking about more successful shit. And if I'm gonna point something out, I'm gonna point it out to promote change. I'm not gonna point it out to degrade and bash, because you know, that's just like talking to your kids, right? Your teenagers or whatever case it be. If you go into your teenager's room and you say, I said, clean this goddamn motherfucking room, and you go, oh, now your teenagers are probably gonna start moving, but the thought process in the back of their mind, they can be like, man, goddamn, I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm gonna clean up slow, I ain't gonna do it at all. I just take the consequences. Well, that's the same way people feel. If you bash me into a point of discontentment, then my reaction is going to be slow, if any. You want to gain respect from people that are fanatics. That's one. And that lack credentials. People with credentials would not be sitting up and applauding a hate speech. People with credentials would not be cheering and rallying for discontentment, distraction, and division. So it leads me to believe that there are a lot of unsuccessful people who gather together in toxicity and say, yeah, let's deflect like a motherfucker. Let's call a bunch of names like a motherfucker. But you can't take away their credentials. You talk about kitten heels, right? Kevin Samuels, kitten heels. Do Kevin Samuels have better credentials than you? There's ways to find out. If he's an image consultant, obviously I've heard a couple of people who are stars or celebrities drop the Kevin Samuels name. So the thought process is, who is successful dropping Cynthia G's name? Who is Cynthia G working with? And this is my thing. Is it you are more successful than him, or vice versa? The thing is, the proof is in the pudding. These things can be proven.
What like what's your value to your community? What are you doing for the black community? Shouldn't you be asking that to Taz? Why are you asking us? See what I'm saying? This is how delusional and crazy and retarded people like Nylah says is. And you know, her followers. It's like the most comical. Like, that's why nobody can't take y'all seriously, man. That's why I do content.
Let me do this for the record. I do not believe that Nylah says, Taz exclusive, and Cynthia G are retarded. I don't think they're retarded. I think they found a way to make $1, and as long as people are willing to give them $1, they will continue to promote the message that they promote. The millisecond that someone decides that I've had enough, I'm dating someone with character, I'm dating someone that is good, I'm dating someone that is a leader, a provider, and a protector, they're going to find very little use for your message. The millisecond that they level up mentally, emotionally, financially, they're going to turn away from listening to messages like that.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Eventually, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop when y'all stop, though. I'm gonna just put that out there. When y'all stop coming with this bullshit, then I'll stop coming with my bullshit. But as long as y'all keep coming with that bullshit, hey, I'm gonna be right behind you. So you might as well just expect me. So yeah, why don't you turn to ask Taz, what's his value in the community? What is he doing in the community? Again, if you're not pleased with what black men are, well, if you're not pleased with the man that you're with and his lack of productivity, then why didn't you go try to holler at Q-Butter? Obviously, apparently he's a better fit for you, from what I'm, based off of this title and based off all the shit y'all be talking. It's like, why didn't you try to hook up with Q-Butter? Why didn't you try to hook up with Q-Butter? Obviously, he's a better match for all, for all your concerns and questions, and because at least you would be able to turn.
Yeah. So, I think I see where he's going with this, and there is a level of agreement to it. For Q-Butter, you can see his efforts, you can see his contribution, you can see him in the community. But for Taz Exclusive, you can't see that. So I think that I understand what's being said. However, we can't tell people who to love and who to link up with, etc., etc., etc. Just because he's done something in the community don't mean that they would be compatible. So I'm not even gonna go there again. I'm not gonna go there. But I can understand saying, if you're going to be live and vocal about what black men are not doing, you have to be live and vocal about what the man you're with is doing. And if you're saying that he's not doing nothing either, then you have to include him in the conversation of addressing. So when you say, I'm talking about everybody except my man, my boyfriend, my big brother, etc., 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 it is your job to showcase what they're doing that can be proven. Not just what you say, not something that just sounds good, that can be proven. What are they doing to make themselves the exception, except for being cool or married to you? That's fair. Whether you are whoever follower you are, like whoever you subscribe to, or male, female, whatever race, that's fair. If you're going to condemn those people over there, it's only right that one of those people point back and say, well, what about the people standing with you? Do they have what it is you say we don't have? You don't even know us. You saying just because we look a certain way, we ain't got it. So, okay, cool. What do the people that's standing with you have? You all have good credit. You all are homeowners. You all are entrepreneurs. You all travel out of the state. You all are doing this wonderful, great things. Well, my thought process is, I haven't found one content creator yet with a group of super friends. I haven't seen it. A group of super friends where they can say, well, we all got it. We all at this upper level, this upper echelon where we can just talk about y'all. I haven't seen it, y'all. I've seen people sit in the car, do video just like me. Sit in their home offices, do video just like me. Raz girl, I see you. This is the reason why it's important to talk about character. This is the reason why you need to have a balanced platform, and why you don't do things that will make people say, well, what about your circle? You see what I'm saying? What about your circle? I would rather deal with you man to man or man to woman and say, hey, look, I see your message. I see that you're creative. I see that, you know, you can articulate. I see that you have a narrative that you want to push or whatever, and push it. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to spend your time doing it. But understand that people that have credentials are listening to you. People that have been through some trial and tribulation are listening to you. And there's no way in hell that they're going to let you sit back and condemn them just because you're making $1 off of it. You're making $1, so you feel like I can throw out these blanket statements, and that's supposed. The reason why I'm knocking motherfuckers' heads off. Woo! Shit. The reason why I'm doing it is because, can you imagine that these content creators some type of way influence someone to now call your son or your daughter a dusty or a trash bag, or make up some other derogatory name because they feel like, well, we cowards anyway, and all we do is hide over here and call people names. But now we're going to, no, okay, you got your credentials. We're not going to worry about you. ToughLove, we're going to leave you alone. But we going to find people, we going to find your kids. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we going to tell your daughters that they ain't shit because they just black females. We're going to tell your sons that they ain't shit because they black and they are male. Matter of fact, they should have been aborted. This is the reason why I can't ignore it. This is the reason why I can't act like I don't hear it. This is the reason why I address it. And a lot of people who think that that type of thing is entertainment and it's funny, I don't think it's entertainment and I don't think it's funny. And the fact that people are getting paid to do it, well, here's the thought process. The minute that you hear a white person say that all these black women, right? They gather all these black women up and start talking shit. They gather all these black men up and start talking shit. I don't want to hear nothing, because you ignored Cynthia G. You ignored Taz Exclusive. You ignored Nylah Says and Nosy Ho and Black Woman Spear and Cries Logic. You ignored all of them. You donated to them. But the minute a white person, whether a white male or a white female, they say, well, fuck it, if they can do it to make money, shit, it might sound excellent coming from me too. So when Brad and Marsha and Peter and Jack, when they decide to do it, don't say nothing. Don't call it hate speech. Don't call YouTube. Don't call, we got to bring them down. Let's start this petition. I need 5,000. Come on, man. We pick and choose and we overlook. We pick and choose and we overlook. All these content creators, positivity, fighting for justice, and won't say shit about Cynthia G. But they will talk about a celebrity that they will never meet. Very interesting. It's about balance. It's about balance. And when you find people with balance, that's something you hold on to and you protect. Not fanatics. Not people that say, I agree with you, whatever you say. Yes, I see the sky is blue, ToughLove. However, if you say the shit is red, okay. Balance your message.
Turn to him and be like, you know what, baby? You actually did something for the community. You know, now I don't have to try to make this live stream right quick. Now I don't have to title this live stream the way that I just titled it, because you actually did something for the community. See, you wouldn't even be making this live stream right now. You wouldn't even be getting ready to do this live stream today if you would have hooked up with Q Butter. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Boy, you being shady.
I don't understand it.
You being shady right now.
Between you and Cynthia G, one of y'all should have been with this nigga.
You being shady, boy.
Based off of the bullshit y'all be talking all the time, y'all should have been with that nigga. You know? Why the fuck are you with fucking Taz? Nylah Says, why the fuck are you with a Taz Exclusives when ain't shit exclusive about this nigga? So yeah, that's what I want to know. So yeah, man. So with that being said, guys, until next time, peace.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, If we want better, we have to choose better. Don't think because content creators come on here and they're able to articulate, they're able to point the finger, they're able to jump up and down, scream and yell and be extra emotional, they're able to drill and disrespect, they're able to read someone or drag, like all of that is cool, fine and dandy, but how are you in real life? How are you in real life? Like, you make these blanket statements that encompass all black males and all black women and men and women. Who are you in real life? If I need to condemn women, I need to be brave enough to show you these are the women that surround me. This is why I feel like women can do better. If I need to condemn men, then I need to showcase these are the men that surround me. This is why I feel like you can do better. There is nothing about encouragement there. It's all about belittling, degrading, and bashing. And there are people that have been hurt to the point where they can't be fixed. Destroyed to the point where they don't have any hope. Disrespect to a point of no return. And they find people that are brave enough to stand in front of the YouTube pulpit and preach the gospel about how bad somebody else is, but those people that screaming and yelling and pointing a finger about, yeah, them over there, they never tell you to heal. They never tell you take the time and fix you, build you up, know your worth, be that star player. They always tell you it's somebody else's fault, but you are that same piece of shit that continues to jump in relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship and blame it on everybody else because you find a content creator that makes you comfortable with being the broken you. You find a content creator that makes it comfortable for you to make excuses, comfortable enough for you to point the blame, comfortable enough for you to come up with some type of catchy nickname, hashtag Dusty, hashtag trash bag, hashtag BT this, hashtag. You've hashtagged to a point of no return. You can't hold a conversation now. You don't know what a conversation is. You think a conversation is screaming the loudest and disrespecting you the worst. That's having a conversation. You cheer for it, you root for it, you donate to it, you spend all your time doing it, and your children watch you and they start to embellish and start to retain. Oh, this is how you keep people's attention. This is how you talk to women. This is how you talk to men. And then we wonder why the domestic violence rate is shooting through the roof, why suicide is shooting through the roof, because this right here is an example of fuck shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mario J. This is ToughLove. Until next time, you damn right. Adult up. Peace.